Kyle, you were about to tell us about the Winchester house.
Oh, yeah. So Winchester Rifles, firearms company you've heard of. I'm sure the lady who inherited all that money, she felt tremendously guilty about the Winchester Rifles and how they had killed so many people or families.
Yeah, they're good rifles.
Yeah, they're great. Killed the shit out of an Indian. And I think she felt terrible about that. And she also believed in the spirit world. And she believed that she might be haunted by like the victims of her firearm company's guns. And so she built her house in such a way as to confuse goblins and ghouls who might be haunting her. So this house she built, she continuously was adding on rooms. It was under construction for decades. It never ceased. She was always adding new rooms. These aren't necessarily additions or wings. I know physically they are, but functionally they are dead ends. They are rooms that go nowhere. There are hallways that's probably not an exit. You know what I mean?
Just getting lost.
And the idea was so that the ghosts would get lost if they were trying to haunt her in this house.
That's so wild.
Dude, this is neat.
To believe in ghosts, but also have such little respect for them. like, why would they get lost? They've got nothing to do all day but float around.
Right? If she can figure out her way around, they live there too.
Yeah, they would just watch where she goes, and then like how she never exited through the giant door with the exit sign over it. They wouldn't either. Like that's.
Are they also limited by walls, or could they not go through them?
No, ghosts could just phase
this is
right
pre-Ghostbusters. All right, these are 1850s ghosts. They have no concept of going through walls. They use doors and such.
That's so if a door is locked.
See, all of our the lore behind our goblins and ghouls, our vampires and werewolves and such was written by people hundreds and hundreds of years ago. They had no concept of such things. So they're all all sort of thrown off by doors.
What a stressful house.
Did everyone else instantly see the lower 48 in that shape, or just
me? Look at that. It does look like
it does kind of.
Oh, you guys, okay.
She may have done it intentionally.
If anything, it looks a little more like China. They've got those motherfuckers, the China house. I hope the ghost.
So she's fucked if a ghost is a calligrapher, because then they're going to be like, "Wait, I'm noticing a pattern."
They would.
This is looking familiar.
And now, Kyle, what science are you basing the fact that ghosts in 1850 could not phase through walls, as opposed to the ghosts of today?
I have a cursory knowledge of demonology. I've been watching a bunch of spaghetti movies. I do that, and
Ghost Adventures.
I watch a little Ghost Adventures. That's how I know that fraud has been legalized in the United States.
Is that this actually seems like something, Chris, you probably watch ghost shows. Do they believe that they can phase through walls? Is that a precaution they take?
You know what? Actually, maybe not, because it's never referenced, and it's always referenced as if they're like, they have to walk around. Like they have to abide by our laws of physics.
That's
those guys are such fraudsters. The ghost hunters have never found a ghost. They intentionally use old shitty audio and video equipment that catches anomalies and weird things. It's interference, and that they have these things called orbs that they catch. It's whenever a dust particle approaches just close enough to your lens, depending on the aperture or whatever, and the light's like going through it. You've probably seen it in old photographs. Dust will look like this glowing little orb or something. It's not a fucking spook. It's dust. They're such fraudsters, such scam artists that they do it for. It's not like they have one special. History Channel or Discovery, I don't remember which, did this thing about mermaids. They had a whole special one night about mermaids are real? ? And they led the viewer on for an hour or something, like with their mermaid proof, till they got to the end and they're like, who knows? Probably not though. But they
who's to say? Not me.
They tried to make mermaids scientific. In the beginning, they were showing like humans who were living in like the coral and like fishing out there, who had been driven away from like the good hunting grounds, who slowly became fish people over time. It was crazy, but it was presented like, I don't know, like Alexander the Great's history or something.
I know that for that entire hour, my parents were sat on that couch.
I was in a hotel room I was traveling across the country.
The hotel room is often where those shows are watched.
Yeah, me and a girl were sitting there with bated breath again. But are mermaids real? Are we gonna find out tonight that there are mermen out there and mermaids? No. That's
you can tell they're not because like it wasn't being interrupted by like a presidential address where they're like, "You caught us. We've been hiding mermaids this whole time."
Trump would do that. Like Biden, I don't think he would address that there were mermaids. He'd let whoever handles mermaids, cryptids and such handle the press conference. Trump would we got them. For years, the seas have been plagued by mermen and so-called mermaids. They're not maids, let me tell you. Dirty girls. Dirty girls.
Let me tell you, you wouldn't guess it. They've got nice pussies. They're not fish like they're real pussies.
You think it would smell like fish? Doesn't smell like fish. Blew my mind.
It would smell like fish.
It would smell like fish.
Yeah.
It would absolutely. They're on an all-fish diet, seemingly. What else are they eating out there?
And it'd be a terrible body to go through it'd be a terrible upper body to have in the sea. Because you have a bullshit human mouth. Like everything in the sea goes hard with what their mouth can do and their jaws and their eating. Or they supplement it with like a crab. Like
you're still a man on the top. You know, you're a merman, Taylor. You have the tail that allows you to swim and the gills allow you to breathe, but you'll still have your hands, which are the best tool ever. And a trident, I'm imagining. I always see those guys with tridents.
But they wouldn't be able to actually make tridents.
You wouldn't be able to go very quick. It's not a very hydrodynamic swimming position, right? To have like a trident in your arms forward.
Yeah, you'd get fucked up by anything that wanted to catch you.
I'm imagining some sort of sea beast carrying me around most of the time when I'm my tail is for moving around the same way my feet are
riding a giant
moving around
water.
Well, think about it, like I walk around my house, but I don't like open the door and start running every time I need to go to the store. So by the same rights, I'm a merman.
You do. You're like an NPC in a video game, or like a character.
Run at the store.
You sprint down to the place
in the bread aisle.
I hate it when the door's closed and I just keep running anyway with my feet losing traction.
I imagine like a chariot. I imagine like a chariot pulled by like some sort of game fish that's like really fast, like marlin or giant tuna, and we're just fucking. You.
See, that's our personification of what the mermaid would be like. But in real life, they would be backward savages. Like they wouldn't be able to have discovered metallurgy or anything. They'd just be. They wouldn't have cool tridents. They wouldn't have chariots.
We have to deal with the surface dwellers. That's why you've heard of us, because we don't have metallurgy, but we have our own brand of underwater technology and knowledges. It's sciences.
The sciences,
so to speak.
All sorts of sciences they're doing.
Secrets of the deep, if you will. But we do need metallurgy from up top, because you can't really do. I guess we could make some sort of air bubble down there, right? Like we have aquariums up here. Why couldn't they make an air bubble down there and do some metallurgy?
Also, they do have metallurgy figured out. That's how we got tridents.
From the mermaid, they gave us that tech.
They lost.
I don't think that's true. No, we'd hunt them to extinction. We definitely kill them, because I always say like we're the only people left. I wouldn't want them around
finders.
either.
Yeah. That just seems like a needless risk. Get them out of
charges. I was going for.
What are they doing down there?
Yeah, I'd want to put them in SeaWorld with all those other miscreant animals.
That's I always
deserve to be imprisoned.
Poor animals.
Not really. SeaWorld, all those stupid, beautiful creatures.
Those beautiful creatures that should be enjoying their like 98-year lifespan in the sea, but instead some fat Oklahoman is throwing peanuts into their enclosure.
Those whales the size of a bus.
Yeah.
In that fish tank.
Well,
and then there's the one. There was that one orca who like
Killamook or
has
something?
A death count. It killed
he's the only
5 different trainers, and it's like, stop fucking with him. Like, just let him go. He's clearly not game for this.
Yeah, a killer whale's never 1-to-1 tied in the hockey game.
The hockey game, yeah.
Yeah, an orca's never killed a human in the wild. I think there's only one orca that's ever killed.
They're sly. There's no way that's true.
They were sinking boats in, I think, the Mediterranean or Greece or something like that. And then the people would fall in the water, and then the orcas are like, "Fuck you, stay out of here," and they'd swim away. Like I watched an orca kill a big shark the other day, and it didn't fight it like an animal. It fought it like a thinking individual. It blindsided it and broke its ribs. And then it would just like circled away and watched. And then it would come in and like take a nibble and then dart away real quick. Like it tested it. It didn't want to take any damage. It made sure the shark was crippled, and then it grabbed the shark and took it down deep, and then that was it. It was gone. And it was a big shark. It wasn't like some little. It was the Orca.
Is that on YouTube?
I saw it on Reddit or YouTube, one or the other.
Oh.
It was fucking cool.
But
yeah, cool. They've only killed people once, and it was that one individual who killed his trainers because he didn't want to be a prisoner anymore.
Yeah, and it's understandable.
Poor guy.